Hello everyone, this is Aditi Gupta and today we will start with a new topic, parts of the plant. So here we are going to cover with our topics of root and shoot system of the plant, functions of root, stem and leaves, and flowers, roots and stems. So you must have observed if your body that our body is divided into various parts like eyes, ears, nose, legs, hands, etc. and each part have its own function. Similarly, plants are also made up of many parts and each part plays an important role in helping the plant to grow and live. As you can see in this picture here that our plants can further divided into root and shoot. The part of the plant which grow below the soil, just look at the picture carefully, the soil below the soil part is known as root and the part which grow above the soil is called shoot. And the shoot have further parts of stem, branches, leaves, buds, fruits and flowers. Watch it properly that you can see that above the part of the plant starts growing through the stem and then stem will further segregated and divided into many branches. These branches develops leaves on it and then the bud will grows on that within the leaves and these buds will helpful in further growing of the flowers, which flowers will further generated into the fruits. So these all are the parts of shoot and further our second part is below the soil, that is root. So let's discuss each part one by one in detail further. So first we are having part which generally grow under the soil, that is root. Okay, try to take out any weed plant from the soil. Weed plants means that is unwanted plant, means which is without any purpose, which grow without any purpose and it is not useful anymore. So just take out that plant from the soil and you will feel that it is not easy to take it out from the soil. And why? Because it grows with the help of, it is fixed into the soil with the help of root. And due to that root, you are not able to take it out easily. So these roots help the plant to fix into the soil. So if we will talk about that, all the plants doesn't have the same types of root. This you have to keep it remember. So once you will take it out the plant from the soil, you will find some thread-like structure in that below the plant. That thread-like structure is actually root. So all plants doesn't have a same kind of roots inside it. Okay. We can divide into two types that roots and we can found that root into two types, that is taproot and fibrous root. First we are having a taproot and this is another one is fibrous root. So now what are taproots and fibrous root? Taproot is generally generated in the form of main thick root. Just like stem starts growing above the soil, similarly this root start growing below the soil in the form of main thick root and then further thinner roots and or further branches generated from that main roots. Okay, so that main root you can see in this picture that main roots is generating from the soil just below the soil and then this further branches are developing from that main root. Okay, so this is the major function, major identity of taproot. And these small branches, the small thin-like structure, thread-like structure are known as root hairs. Okay, so we are having general example of this root is carrot, bean, beetroot, mustard. These all are actually a taproot which we eat generally. Next is our fibrous root. Fibrous root is different from the taproot, which is initially start. So in fibrous root there is no main branch and all the branches, all the roots generated just below the ground, below the soil in the form of bunch thread-like structure of similar sizes. All sizes are similar. Okay, no main branches there, no thread-like structures there, and That's why this is a fibrous root. So if you have seen taken out grass from the soil, then you must have seen that bunches of you will find the roots in the form of bunches. So wheat, rice, onion, these all contains fibrous root. So now functions, roots का main function होता है that to fix it into the soil. First of all, plants go, and if it helps to fix into the soil, so whatever minerals or water consist into the soil, that has been absorbed by these roots from the soil and sent up to the plant. And some of the plant stores food inside it, that these root has been taken in the form of eaten part. So we eat such roots. Okay. Now moving to our first topic of our shoot, that is stem. Stem is basically a center part of the plants through which all other things like branches, leaves, buds, I have told you earlier that fruits, flowers grow on it. So these stems can be in the form of trunk, in the form of thick bark, it can be smooth, it can be rough, it can contain thorns on it, it can have small hairs. So variety of stems are also there on the basis of these different characteristics. And yes, sometimes stems can contain branches, and sometimes that exist without the branches, like banyan tree, which is having lots of branches, but coconut trees doesn't have any branch, so that also exists. On the basis of these stems, we divide our plants into different categories, like we are having tree, shrubs, herbs, climbers, creepers, which you must have learned in our previous classes. So which is having hard and thick trunk, that are known as big trees, which are like mango tree, banyan tree. Okay, similarly, which is having several stems grow from the ground just, and such branches are thin and woody stems, so this is known as shrubs. For example, rose and bougainvillea. And plants which is having green and soft stem, that is called herbs, mint and coriander. And which plants having weak stem and that need some kind of a support to grow upright. Okay, we have seen generally fruit plants needs any kind of support, like any wall or branches to grow upright with the support of these walls. So these categories are known as climbers. Money plant, grapevine, these all are the example of climbers. And the last is creeper. Creeper generally doesn't grow upwards, it generally grow through along the ground. It is just like a climber, but it doesn't grow uproot, but it grow along the ground, and they grow along the ground. For example, pumpkin and watermelon. These are also very weak and soft stem. And main function of the stem is to give the support to the whole plant, and leaves, buds, flowers grows on these stems. And majorly leaves are known as the kitchen of the plant. So leaves takes the sunlight and helps them to make the food, so that's why it is stem also helpful in the support of the leaves. And water and minerals taken from the roots, whatever the water and minerals they are taking from the roots, that all travels through these stems towards all the other parts of the plants. And the food has been made by the leaves travel throughout the stem to all other parts. Okay. And sometimes such stems also stores the extra food inside it, and these stored food will further consider as to be the eaten part for us, like potato, onion. These all grow these all are stem. Okay, and we actually eat it as a underground stem, because which it store food in that. Now our next part is leaves. It's just like stem. Leaves are also an important part of the plants. They generally green and of different shapes and size. You must have observed that we are having different plants with different shapes and size of leaves. Like you have seen, banana plants have big leaves, while tulsi plants having small leaves. People trees have heart-shaped leaves. Lotus plants have round ones. So different kinds of different shape, different size. Some leaves are having special smell, like mint, coriander, tulsi. They consist various smell aroma in it, and some leaves have tooth edges. So for example, rose and hibiscus, you have seen that it is having a rough surface. And if we go through the whole leaf in deeply, then we can see that the flat part of the leaf is called as, that green part, the whole green flat part is called leaf plate. And you can see it clearly that some few veins kind of structures are coming, one main vein, one center line in the whole leaf, that is main vein, and few veins are arising from that center, that is called side vein. So this is leaf plate, and all the water and minerals carried through these veins only. And this leaf plate at the end, it consists many underside tiny holes, that is called stomata. The main function of stomata is to take air from the atmosphere and throughout the excess water. Whatever water the leaves are taking, if the water is in an excess amount, then it has been released to these stomatas further. Now, major function of leaves are, first of all, it is known as the kitchen of the food factory of the plant. Why it is said to be the kitchen or food factory? Because it contains some kind of a property which helps them to prepare the food for the plants. So these green leaves take with the help of sunlight, prepare the food for the plants. Some non-green plants also exist which cannot able to make any food for their own, so they depend on another plants for the food further. Next is, leaves gives out oxygen during the process of making food, so it cleans air also in atmosphere. Okay, and the last, similarly, like root and stem, some leaves are also stored food inside it. Then these leaves also become as the edible part for us, like cabbage, spinach, mint. These all are leafy vegetable which we can eat. So that's all here till now, and further parts we will discuss in our next video. Just go through everything thoroughly, watch the whole video thoroughly, learn everything properly, and we will continue in our next video. Till then, stay tuned and stay safe.